everyone, today we're going to talk about nine such techniques that you could follow if you are alone and you want to practice English speaking. Now all of these are pretty brilliant in themselves. You're going to enjoy doing these, and the biggest part is that I'm going to actually practice and show you how to do it. Okay, so each one of these we're going to take time, understand properly and move on. And trust me, all 9 are unique in themselves. You could make a mix and match of this one, that one, whatever way works for you the best, because the aim is to gain fluency. It does not matter how you reach there. Let's start with point number 1. First technique to follow is the mirror technique. I have spoken about this one in my previous videos, but let me show you how to do this. Now the good part about this technique is that there is actually a person in front of you. So there is this problem that you do not have anyone with whom to talk with whom to practice your fluency, your English with. But then in mirror technique, you really have somebody standing right in front of you. I mean, that person is you, of course, but then it is a person, right? So you can maintain your eye contact in the mirror with yourself, okay? And talk. What to talk is never a problem. Just ask questions to yourself and then start answering to yourself. Discuss how your day was, what you ate in your lunch, your dinner, whom all you met during the day. It could be anything. This is also going to help you boost your confidence, because again, you're talking with somebody who's standing in front of you. So it is going to help you. Of course, it is going to take a little while. No change can happen in just a day, in just a night. No, it obviously needs practice. And to tell you very frankly about myself, I have practiced this a lot. People might not believe me when I say this, but I have done this. I was desperate to be fluent in English. I have never shied away from accepting this. I've always been desperate to be fluent and confident with my English speaking. It has helped me a lot in my life, by the way. So yes, this was one thing I would do a lot, but yes, it was not a technique that I was following to improve my English. I was using this as a way of talking with myself. I was just being friends with myself. I was just being expressive about how I was feeling. And this is what I was doing while I was talking in front of the mirror with myself. I was just being friends with myself. I was just expressing my emotions and how I was feeling. Unknowingly, subconsciously, I was also improving my English while I was doing that. So this is first technique that you could follow. Let's move on to the second one. Now this one is a craze these days. I'm talking about ChatGPT Conversations. This is a brilliant technique and it's new, so it's fun because this is something that you've not done in the past. Let me tell you how to do this. Simply ask ChatGPT to create a conversation in English between two friends, okay? Or between mother and daughter, or it could be anyone, okay? Just give it 2 characters. Let me tell you the prompt. Hey ChatGPT, give me a conversation of 5 minutes length between 2 friends. And then ChatGPT is gonna instantaneously develop a conversation for you. And then you start practicing those conversations aloud. You first become friend 1, say the sentence, and then become friend 2, speak the sentence. Make sure you do it with all the intonation, articulation, be very specific, be clear with your sounds, okay? Say those words in a way that you would say while actually speaking with a friend, okay? So use that tone. Don't just repeat the words, don't just call them out. You have to actually get into the character and speak those words, okay? That's how you practice your spoken English. So yes, get into the character of friend 1, speak those lines, then get into the character of friend 2, speak the lines, and that's how you practice the entire conversation of 5 minutes. Let's move on to method number 3 now. Now method number 3 involves you describing a picture. This can be done in 2 ways. First way is go to aleenaraice.com/picture. We made this tool and surprisingly too many people are actually still using it. In the last 2 years, it's been so many people are visiting the page and using this page to describe pictures. So it's just very simple. A picture would open up and you start talking about the picture. You could probably talk about the emotion that you see in the picture, the colors that you see in the picture, about the person, or maybe a ship or a car or a landscape, whatever is there in front of you. Just start talking about it, okay? It's just a small practice of maybe 3 or 4 minutes, 2 or 3 minutes, whatever you're comfortable with. So this is one way you could practice describing a picture, okay? Another way to start describing a picture is not going to the website, but actually just do this like a director of a movie, okay? Right here in front of me, what all do I see? So I see a massive light in front of me, I see a camera setup, I see a mic in front of me, I see some curtains, I see a window, I see some trees outside my window. So I could talk about innumerable things that are right there in this frame. Just sit in your room all by yourself and start talking. Who's watching, and why do you care even if somebody is? You've got to learn, right? You've got to put in effort. Let's move on to point number 4. Next way to practice your spoken English and your fluency in English is to role play with yourself. Yes. So assume 2 characters. Let's say there is one character, interviewer, and there is another character, interviewee. Okay? And then you could assume one character or maybe both the characters, whatever way you're comfortable. If I were you, this is how I would do. I would first become the interviewer, ask a question to myself, and then become the interviewee and answer to myself. Okay? Something like, hey, what's your name? Hi, my name is Alina Reis. So, what interests you in this job? I love this company. Whatever I've heard about this company is so amazing, so I would love to be a part of this organization. What makes you different from others? I'm a YouTuber with 4.5 million subscribers. It makes me a hell lot different from others. Okay, I'm just being bad here. Okay, let's move on to point number 5. You get the idea now, right? Okay, so this is how you can practice assuming 2 characters and sit alone, do it by yourself. You don't need people to practice your spoken English. It's seriously just an excuse you're giving yourself for so many years now. Start doing something different. Stop complaining. That is one short way of success. Point number 5 for you. Next way is reading out subtitles and mimicking them. Let me show you how to do this. So, as you saw, you open TV and you play any English show with subtitles. Now, take the remote in your hand, play a sentence, pause the sentence. Remember, we are not here to watch the TV show and enjoy. We are here to practice our speaking, okay? So you pause the show every time there is a dialogue, a subtitle on the screen. Pause it, say those words out. After saying those words, then you play, then the screen goes on and there's another subtitle on the screen. You pause the screen and you say those words out. It's simple, it's entertaining because you will be catching on the story a little bit too, okay? Try and do it alone because that way you'll be able to focus more. And try it with all the emotion in your voice. Do not be robotic. Don't sound like a robot. Sound like a human when you're doing that, okay? Let's move to point number 6. Now, the good part about this technique is that it helps you with your vocabulary because these are English shows and these are Angrez, Firangs talking in their language. So you get to learn new words. Another thing is that you would get to practice your pronunciations because most of the times we make a lot of mistakes with pronunciations. And when I say pronunciations, I don't just mean a V or a W. No, I'm not talking about V's and W's. I'm not talking about V's and W's, how words with letter V are pronounced differently from words with letter W, though they sound very similar. No, I'm not talking about those specifications. I'm talking about the actual pronunciation. Something like, how humane is different from human. But many people would not understand the difference between the 2 words. But when you see it on a show, you understand it better, okay? So you improve your vocab, you improve your pronunciation. And at the same time, there is a certain repetition that will happen in a lot of words. That helps you build your vocabulary a lot because these spaced repetitions is actually a very good technique to remember good words. It's a technique of pedagogy which is taught to teachers when you are to become a teacher, this is a technique that is taught to you. No, I never learned it, but I've heard about this. Let's move on to point number 6 finally. Reading aloud. Now this is something that I've done for years. What do I mean by doing it for years? Did I actually do it in my room? No. But this was something that was done to us in our schools a lot. Like literally every single day when we were at the school, we would practice reading aloud. One child would stand at a time, take the book in the hand and read aloud. And then after 2 or 3 paragraphs, the child sitting next to her would stand and read aloud. So yes, I went to a girls' school. So yes, it was always a her for us. So yes, that's how we would read aloud, and that helped so much. I was a very good reader, by the way. Whenever I would read, I would always make sure that I sound the best in the class. I would always make sure that, that was something personally I was taking up as a project. I love doing that. I just wanted to be perfect. And I would always do it with a lot of emotion. If I'm reading something, I would make sure that the emotion of the text is delivered to everybody who's listening to me or reading at the same time with me in the class. So that's something that you would also need to do. Consider this to be an English gym. So you visit gym to make your body, you make your muscles there, you pull weights, yeah? This is something that you would do as an English gym. Just pick up a book. Heavy weightlifting, pick up that book and start reading aloud. It's as simple as that. There's nothing for me to teach in here. Honestly, it's going to help you so much. It's going to help you with everything that is involved in English. Your vocabulary, your grammar, your reading, your listening. Because when you're reading out loud, you're also listening to yourself. So reading, listening, speaking, everything getting practiced at the same time. Try it. And then there's so much fun in a book. I don't know if you like reading books or not, but if you're not reading them, I'm telling you, read. It's important. It's fun. It's much better than watching Instagram all day. So start reading a little more, okay? So just a few minutes in a day when you're reading, read aloud. And if it doesn't help, you tell me. You tell me and I'll change my name. No, that's not gonna happen. Let's move on to point number 7. You can talk to an app like Talk English. There is this application. You just search English Conversation app on your app store, your Play Store, and you'll find the app. And there are recorded conversations on this app. It's very good. It's very good. I've practiced it. People in my family practiced it. It's very good. Just use the simple app. It has a tremendous rating on the App Store and has millions of reviews. Yeah, it's very good. So just open a conversation, okay, and press record. And then one character, the operator is going to speak. The other character, the operator is going to wait for you to speak. You play the part of the other character, and then same time, simultaneously, you're recording yourself. Okay, and once the conversation is over, you can listen to yourself and you can give yourself a feedback. So that's how the app works. It's very good. If there are millions of reviews, you can imagine how many people are using these apps, such apps every day. And it's definitely helping them. Otherwise, why would they use it? Okay, so let's move on to point number 8. Next one is translation. Just take up any song. मेरा दिल तेरा दीवाना मैं तो तुझ पे मरती हूँ. Just translate this. Just translate this in English, okay? And you can do this 10 times in a day. You don't need to devote an hour to this. Just sit and play a song in your head and start translating it. I've done these things. I don't know what all I've done in the past. I've done so much to improve my English. So yes, it did not come naturally to me. I don't come from a family that speaks in English. I come from a very average middle class background, very average middle class family, and we spoke in Hindi, and we are very proud of Hindi. We love Hindi, but English is important, so we had to learn. So me, my sisters, everybody practiced, and we practiced hard, and it is benefiting all of us. So yes, two of my sisters could clear IELTS and they're settled in Canada with their PRs. Both of them have their PR now. So all of this was possible thanks to their IELTS score, and IELTS score is important, and English is important for your IELTS score. So you get the idea, right? Let's move on to point number 9. Last point on the list is talking to yourself. Yes, you talk to yourself. Narrate whatever happened during the day. Talk to yourself about how you're feeling in that moment, or something that you aspire to be, or something that you aspire to do in life, what you want to do for your parents, for your family, what kind of a partner you want to have, whom do you want to marry, anybody you like, anybody you're in love with. Just talk about anything. There's so much to talk about in a day. So yes, if you find it difficult to find a topic, ask ChatGPT to create a list of topics for you. She's very good with all this stuff. Okay? No, I know it's not supposed to be a she. I just like addressing her as a she. It's a personal choice. So that's all about it in the video today. I hope you enjoyed this video. I loved shooting this one for you. And I know you would say, ma'am, this is something that you say literally in every video's end. I know. But what can I do? I actually do enjoy shooting for you. Thank you very much. I'll see you again soon. Bye. By the way, the time you'll watch this video, most probably I'm gonna be in Munnar, Kerala. See you. Bye.